Ага, поехали. Будем... можно уже как бы начать, но я тут немножко потыкал перед этим. Ладно, ладно. Я, оказывается, еще не все дообследовал. У нас есть вот увеличительное стекло, через него можно посмотреть на все. Можно просто вот обвинить во всем. Это очень смешно. Может быть, потом так и сделаю, кстати. Так, давай посмотрим.
Can't see any of those tiny bots. No nanite. Oh.
Ладно. Так, у нас ничего нету, да? Почему-то нигде не сказано, что доктор этот такой чистюля, а это у него грязь. Так.
Can't see any of those.
Я уже, честно говоря, не помню, где я видел. Так, ящики там нету.
Nothing in particular.
Минк. Так, о, печенье. А, нет. Пятно.
Wait. How come there's a ton of nanites on this particular coffee spot?
Так. Блин, а почему оно тут, вот интересно? Если доктор пил у себя его. Ага.
Can't see any of those.
Так.
No nanite. Oh.
Так.
Can't see any of. No nanite.
Нет нанитов. Так. Это я смотрел уже.
I found.
С ним.
Still dead.
Так, с ним поговорить-то не о чем пока, да?
Hey, wait.
А, вот, да, он как-то связан с этим. Ладно.
Okay.
Что еще можно? Тут я уже потыкал, да?
Can't see any. No nanite there.
Пошли. Здесь сейчас найдется кучка нанитов где-то.
Oh. Can't see any of. No nanite. Oh. Can't see any.
Ладно, ладно. Так, холодильник.
No nanite there. Oh.
Таблетки.
Can't see any of those tiny. No nanite there. Oh.
Хорошо.
Hey, there seems to be a few on that machine. Maybe I'll find some more around here. No nanite on that coffee cup? This shouldn't be a surprise. The heck? It's full of nanites stuck in that sink. Not only this, there seems to be some kind of flower.
Цветок.
Dr. Mink must have flushed some experiments.
What? No, I've never done such a thing. I have my own sink.
Then, what are they doing here?
Beats me.
Цветок, вот который он говорит, что цветок этот... Ой, сейчас посмотрим. Так, там нету, да? Да, подожди ты. Зато доктор Хуш пил кофе и выкидывал потом сюда. Блин, а тут откуда наниты в этом? Откуда вообще тут кофе и печеньки? Сейчас, что-то я тут еще изучал где-то. Наниты.
Hey, there are tons of those tiny bots in there.
You really need a magnifying glass to find out.
Так, дырка.
Can't see any of those.
А, в дырке нету нанитов, странно.
No nanite.
Так, окно. Там тоже нету.
Can't see any.
Кровать.
No nanite there.
Подожди, вот. Тоже пусто. Так, планшет. Нет, не надо. Канистра. Пусто.
Yeah, I see tiny robotic thingies scattered on this table. Then again, it's his workbench.
Ну да.
Surprisingly, I can't see any nanite running over those wires.
Так, что я еще не тыкал? Пятно. Пятно пусто, да? Было. Где?
No nanite.
Раковина.
Oh!
Розетка.
Can't see any.
Так, можно еще... Ой. Что, доктора потыкать? Так, ну тут понятно.
His
Тут...
hand is literally covered by nanites.
Кстати, да, он же говорит, что...
I better write this down.
А, это записано.
A few nanites here on this hand, but not enough to conclude anything. He may not wash his hands often. A fake injury with tomato sauce. Well, no. I detect 1 or 2 nanites. He may have caught a few after lying on the floor like this. No nanite there.
Он говорит, что из мертвого тела наниты бы вылазили, но далеко бы сразу... Вот они, наверное, и вылезли все. Плюс это... Так, розетка, планшет, вроде все.
Empty.
О, ну-ка, там наверху у нас что?
I've seen everything.
Are you certain?
Yes.
Don't be. I would have sent some hamburgers your way.
Oh,
А, нет, не хочешь, да? Так, подожди, а это вот я осматривал? Что-то я пропустил.
Upon further, can't see any of.
Странно. Тебя?
See, I'm.
I was
Now this is.
Просто не хотелось бы пропустить что-то, а потом опять бегать искать.
You'd think there'd be some nanites over the gloves he uses for manipulating them. Guess what? There are.
Точно. Ладно. Сейчас я. Сохраню сейчас. Давай, обвиним Отто во всем.
So, detective, are you done investigating?
Вот так для прикола.
I'm certain I've missed 1 or 2 clues.
Блин, опять что-то пропустил, а?
Maybe I still have enough evidence for my theory. Be patient.
True.
Just a moment.
I'm not the.
А, прогресс, улики. Что я там нового взял? Ага, теории. Ой, теория есть. Наниты на кофейном пятне в комнате доктора Хуша, наниты и цветок в раковине в туалете. Охранник зашел в лабораторию в 4:38. А зачем это отмечено? А больше ничего, да, нету?
I need to understand.
You're
Блин,
not.
говорит...
Are you done in?
I'm certain. Maybe.
Ладно, давай.
Okay.
Are you sure? You don't seem that confident.
Oh, I am. Mostly.
Very well. I'll gather everyone.
Так.
If you don't mind, Mr. Brock, this time I'll stay silent and listen carefully.
As you wish.
All right. We're all ears.
Okay. After studying this case very carefully, I have reason to believe that the person who murdered Dr. Hush is... Ott, you did this.
Very funny, Mr. Brock.
Do I look like I'm joking?
Your little colleague here? You sure?
What? You can't be serious. I arrived here with you. How could I?
You escaped my vigilance for a minute. More than enough time to enter this room and kill Dr. Hush.
That's nonsense. You're the one who opened that door.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Please, people, you've got to believe me.
I hate to say this, detective, but I really don't see how he could be involved at all.
Am I making a mistake? Well, I'm the detective in charge here. I'm the one who decides.
What? That's abuse of your power. You don't even have a single piece of evidence against me. And what would be my motive?
Ott, I arrest you for the murder of Dr. Hush.
This can't be happening. I'll complain to Uncle Wes.
Do it if you please. That doesn't change the truth.
You are the worst detective I have ever seen.
Yeah. That's what all criminals say. I called Wes to inform him what happened. He wasn't so pleased to learn his nephew was responsible of this murder. Of course, he wouldn't believe me. Instead of putting Odd in jail, I'm the one who almost ended up there. I barely escaped him. Darn it. No way I'll spend the rest of the day in a cell again. That's what I get for doing my job.
Работа, блин.
When I came back home.
Ну и все, дальше.
My boy, come back home fast. Your son is in danger.
Grav?
Так. Таблетка есть. А если бы я не взял таблетку, а? Ладно. Где у нас? Это было смешно, но это неправда. Такого не было. Что-то я все-таки думаю пропускаю.
No, nanite. Oh. Can't see any.
Ладно,
So, detective, are you
давай,
done?
начинаем.
Maybe. Okay.
Are you?
Oh,
Да-да-да, я собрался, давай.
If you don't mind, Mr. Brock.
All right.
Так, охранник-то точно не мог. Может, самоубийство было? И этот не мог. Охраннику даже и смысла нет. Но он что-то передавал же. Возможно... Блин, дырка вот эта вот тоже не просто так же. Но монитор там нету. А, это этот мог перелазить, кстати. И он же заделать ее мог. Блин, а почему там музыка играла, как у этого? Надо все, наверное, версии пройти. Давай попробуем.
Not a person. Tidy did this.
Me not person murdered Daddy? Dead Daddy?
I knew we shouldn't have trusted that tin can.
Really? But how? He didn't have any means or motive to do this.
Ну, у тебя только одного
That's
мотива.
where you're wrong, Doc. And I'm gonna prove how and why. Let's start with the actual cause of death.
Давай. Место преступления. Так. Муравей-бургер уже разморожен. Томатный соус в вентиляционной системе.
The body, the lamp, and the floor. All three have red stains. This fake blood has been used to stage the murder.
So, like my tie.
Да,
Yes.
как то это.
This is Ant Burger tomato sauce.
We've been fooled by that?
I'm afraid so. There was a wrapper in the bathroom trash can. And as a specialist with that kind of food, I distinctly recognize the taste of McFlea's Ant Burger trademark sauce.
This may be a coincidence. You don't know how long this wrapping has been there.
Very well. I have more proof.
Так. Подожди, где-то еще был соус.
Ooh, I get it now. That's why my ant burger was already unfrozen.
Yeah, it would be pretty difficult to rub frozen sauce on a corpse. So the malefactor had to defrost it first.
Simple and ingenious, I must say.
That's not all. Something else proves that we've been wrong from the start.
Так, место преступления. Это не вообще не то. Лампа.
Nanites on the body. I need to sort my thoughts. I'm starting to wonder if I'm
Томатный соус в вентиляционной системе.
We retrieved a lamp right next to the body, which obviously seemed like the murder weapon. This lamp records events. The data indicates a shock happened at 11:02.
11:02. Impossible.
You're right, actually. Dr. Hush's medical tracking stopped at around 5. Do you believe he could have died hours before receiving a fatal blow to the head?
Tracking not reliable.
Yes and no. It's reliable within a 2-hour window, not 6. Isn't that right, Dr. Mink?
Yes, I confirm it. Our tracking device is located deep inside our body and cannot be extracted. It's reliable, but to ensure our privacy rights, it only logs once every 2 hours.
What a great idea to make our detective life easier.
Murders don't happen every day, you know. All right. If there never was a violent thump to his head, what's the true cause of death that the killer tried to hide?
I have a theory.
Так. Вот, наниты. Цветок у раковин туалета.
Yeah, nanites could have caused death, but I need a stronger proof than this. Dr. Mink, when browsing through your medical database, I noticed an interesting note from
Блин,
yourself.
может все-таки доктор
I
убил?
tried mixing those phoenixy flowers
Но
with
он-то вообще там не
nanites,
был.
programmed or not. It's no good. They cause the host's cardiac activity to slow down immensely, ultimately causing death.
Dr. Hush was poisoned?
There is evidence to support this. Dr. Hush's left hand is literally covered by nanites. Besides, Mr. Squealer here.
Hey,
Sorry, I mean, Mr. Guard owns a plant on his desk, which is a phoenixy. It's entirely possible Tidy overheard Dr. Mink mention this and picked up ingredients from the lab.
yeah, those robotic things have quite the memory.
Tidy, no memory. Tidy cleans, tidy tidies. Tidy does not pick plants. Others could. Minky murderer. Or Ratty.
How dare you?
He's right. Either of you had the means to do it.
Tidy right. True tidy.
Don't go thinking I'm on your side. I'm sticking to the facts. And by doing this, I'll eventually prove you're the main culprit.
Подожди.
No. Brocky wrong.
But how? Why would Dr. Hush swallow such a poison?
Let me continue.
Так. Ранник. А почему тут томатный соус в вентиляционной системе? Настоящая причина смерти. Я, по-моему, что-то не про... Ладно.
There must be a link.
Не так. Вот так.
I found black stains on Dr. Hush's left hand. At first, I wasn't sure what it could be, until I found another black stain. This time on the doctor's office floor. The stain itself was very faint, as if someone had tried to clean it.
Чистить.
But I have no doubt, this is coffee, which can be quite tenacious. And guess what? That stain was also covered by nanites.
So, the doctor drank poisonous coffee.
Yeah, he must have spilled coffee on his hand while collapsing.
Wait, I also drank coffee today.
That's right, but you didn't get poisoned, and here's why.
Так. Это вообще откуда тут вылезло? Син. Так, я даже не знаю, доктор, чистота порядка. Нет, не так. Сейчас что-нибудь совместится. Чистота и порядок. Стоял на зарядке. Как он был отравлен-то? Так, это я
You went to the restroom later after Dr. Hush, didn't you? The culprit had time to spill the coffee prepared in the sink before doing more, and this time, without poison. Incidentally, that's where I found my second proof.
Ой.
In the sink?
Exactly.
По времени я не помню, когда был. Заезжал.
Now, tell me, who usually prepares coffee?
Tidy.
Untrue. Daddy, Minky make coffee sometimes. Ratty too.
Yes. Is that the reason you're charging our little maintenance bot for this awful crime? I hate to say that's quite a weak link.
You mean I did it, Mink?
I didn't say that.
But you thought it!
Tidy makes good coffee, not deadly.
Calm down. I'm just starting my report.
Tidy adds major point.
Давай.
Daddy creator cannot hurt. Love Daddy.
You know, I thought a machine like yourself would be all about precision. But that's no surprise. You're a defective bot.
Tidy defective?
What you're stating isn't entirely true. Sure, Tidy cannot attack his creator when it implies a direct contact. A poison, however, is quite a clever workaround to kill without direct contact.
I guess you're right. Indirect violence is on a lower level of priority, and not part of the golden rule. But that
Робот-убийца.
still shouldn't be possible. His software programming shouldn't allow it.
There is should and there is certain. I know the reason for the malfunction, though I'll save it for a more suitable time.
There's something else bothering me. Nanites are only active for an hour or so. They lose their energy very quickly. Considering Tidy did not come to my room today, how could it get enough nanites for such a powerful poison?
During my investigation, I happened to make an interesting discovery which may just explain how.
Так, откуда мы можем взять нанит? А почему тут колонна? Томатный соус в вентиляционной системе. Так. Поддельная стена, а что еще?
That hole between the rooms.
У него рука...
It leads directly to a table in your office. Now, what's on this table?
Oh, my nanites box.
Exactly. If I had a guess, those nanites are brand new and charged, aren't they?
You guessed right.
Подожди, а где труп?
It's fairly safe to assume anyone with knowledge of this hole could get access to nanites. And in Tidy's case, I'm sure it's perfectly aware how to activate its bot friends.
Tidy
улыбается.
different. Little bots, not friends. Darn nanites killed Daddy.
Все. Это не я как бы его убил, а наниты.
That's called racism, you metal
Racism.
mongrel.
Hey, not trying to defend that piece of junk, but wouldn't it be easier and more logical for the weasel to
Блин, как
access his
медленно
own
продвигается,
nanites?
What about you, sleepy agent? You seem keen to reject accusations on others.
Me? Can't even access your room, you fool! Cause you can't bear anyone but yourself!
Кто звонил-то
I'll
все-таки?
pretend I didn't hear that. But your assumption is stupid.
Он мог, пока тот выходил, мог выйти и залить кофе.
There's a reason why you dug that hole and hid it.
People, come on. Hear me out. Remember when I first found out there was a thin layer of plaster covering the hole?
Да.
Now, who does the repairs in this lab?
That metal junk.
Oh my. That's true. Tidy can regenerate walls with
Блин,
plastic.
интересно, а как дырку заштукатурить такую здоровую, просто заштукатурить? Она же на воздухе будет
Could it
держаться.
really be?
You did this, piece of junk?
Naha. Human idiot plaster. Easy to do. Even for pesky humans. Tidy no hole. No way.
Это не дырка, скажи,
I
отверстие.
beg to differ, Your Metal Highness. Another piece of evidence strengthens my theory that you did this. Or at least that you're a big fat liar of a bot.
Так, что Диди лжет. 25. Так.
My brain.
Если он был, подожди, на зарядке стоял. Ага.
I'm starting to wonder.
Нет? А это что? Это вообще ни о чем. Пока ни к чему. Видел же от охраны, это не то. Зафиксировано. Но вот это...
According to the monitoring, Tidy went into the restroom at 4:24. He was not recorded in any room after that. However, the screen in Dr. Hush's office states that he had been charging from 4:50 to 11:10. How could he be in the office if he didn't leave the restroom in the first place?
Very simple. Yup, yup.
Яп-яп,
Tidy
ну-ка.
prepares coffee. Daddy come, drink. Next, Daddy back office with Tidy.
So, you're saying he opened the office door and you just followed him?
Yup, yup.
Кстати, может быть.
For now, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. In that case, let's examine the path of our favorite deceased doctor, shall we? I think you'll find it rather interesting as well.
Tidy, no like insinuation.
Before you move on, I have a simple question. What is that monitoring you're referring to?
Oh yeah, that's true. You're not aware. The lab registers doors openings. Only guards are supposed to know.
Теперь знают
What
все.
the heck? All this time, we've been watched? I thought you were there to ensure our privacy.
No! I'm there to ensure your physical security, making sure nobody threatens your life.
Ну, что-то не получилось у тебя, да?
What a great job you did! You lied to us!
Успокойся.
Not me! I didn't make this system!
Then who did?
The government, of course!
Oh, that's right. Fine. I'll send them a suggestion later then.
On the other hand, Tidy didn't seem surprised at all about the monitoring. Let's move on, shall we? There's something curious about the doctor's movement.
Так.
I can see the link.
Что?
The last time Dr. Hush was recorded, he was leaving his office at 5:04.
Угу.
After that, he was nowhere to be found. This is confirmed by the guard's statements, if you don't mind explaining.
Sure, at 5:10 I heard a noise coming from the doctor's room. But he wasn't there. Actually, no one seemed to be there. Although Tidy was idle, charging. I started to look for the guy, but then I heard his voice coming from behind the wall. I'm in the restroom.
Except this wasn't Dr. Hush at all, but a recording coming from the Meaty Me.
A recording? Oh! Does this mean the body was in the restroom and the murderer didn't want Mr. Rat to see it?
That's unlikely. The guard checks the rooms regularly, and there's no hiding spot in there.
Так.
Besides, keep in mind the ultimate goal, getting Dr. Hush in Dr. Mink's office. There's no way to move the body from the restroom to his office with...
Lies.
Okay, give us your version of the facts then.
Daddy, come with me. Back to office. Before charging, Daddy head out. Tidy never forget. Daddy last words.
I need to settle things with Dr. Mink.
Daddy, meet Minky in hallway. Daddy follow Minky. Enter Minky office. Minky give coffee to Daddy. Daddy dead.
Так. Так. Минки
I give credit to the tin can. Its version sounds way more plausible than your own, Croc.
Sure, Tidy has a bothersome recording. But how do we know when it was made? It's out of context. You could have very well recorded this and forged your so-called proof. Also, there's no monitoring record of Dr. Hush ever entering Dr. Mink's room.
Wrong. Mink
wrong?
touches door. Enter with Daddy.
Что-то ты больно хорошо все продумал, а? Все, я знаю, что это ты.
Then Minky. Poison Daddy.
The weasel went back to his room with the doctor?
Блин, у меня сейчас нету этой проверить, во сколько он входил-то выходил.
Look monitoring. When did Minky enter?
5:04.
Exact. Same minute that Daddy leaves.
But I never did that! I never saw him today! Mr. Guard!
I can't remember.
Are you kidding me?
Блин, ну
Tidy. What about the voice the guard heard?
Coincidence? Meaty me faulty. Sometimes meaty me play livey randomly.
Yes. I've seen it happen.
And the hole? The coffee spot on the floor in your room?
Already there. For ages. Brocky, prove the opposite?
ах ты гаденыш, а?
Well, the nanites.
Nanites, machines. Attracted to coffee. True, Minky?
I can't dishonor my profession by lying. Yes. Due to their hardware, nanites are attracted to caffeine and gather inside.
So, after all, it really was your doing, Weasel.
No! Don't you listen to it! Mr. Detective, I told you the truth. You need to believe in me.
Well, I have to side with the tin can.
That's 2 against 2. What do you think, Hot?
Sorry, I'm getting lost with all these details.
Guys, let me finish my theory, and then you shall decide.
Fine. No, listen. Too tidy. Tidy sad. Dead Daddy.
Давай, давай.
Let's focus. Tidy used the Meaty Me recording to avoid the guard getting worried that Dr. Hush is. As a result of my assumptions, Dr. Hush could neither be in his room, the restroom, or the hall at 5:10. And as the monitoring confirms, he never entered Dr. Mink's room either.
No way, man. That's impossible.
I beg to differ.
He couldn't just disappear into thin air, could he?
Oh, he didn't. There's a 4th possibility, and I'm going to explain it to you.
У меня есть что-нибудь? Нет? Ну, где-то вот здесь он был.
The vent?
Yeah, the ventilation duct. That's the only spot the body could be hidden without anyone noticing.
Pure conjecture.
You have any clue to support that insane claim?
Sure do.
Так. Это вообще какой-то мимо. Томатный соус в вентиляционной системе. Больше ничего нет.
Tomato sauce?
Yeah, looks like the murderer didn't hesitate to put quite a lot to confuse us.
Problem detected.
What is it this time?
Ventilation. Also used. For delivery, sometimes.
Is that true?
Yes. Big packages don't fit into the pipe bed, so they're delivered through the vent. It's possible the content of a package leaked.
Блин, на все мои аргументы они какими-то отвечают, да?
Bam! Gotcha!
Скотина, но я точно знаю, что это ты.
Still, that would be a huge coincidence, don't you think?
Let's assume you're right. In order to get into the vent, Dr. Hush would have to be in his office.
He was.
But you said it earlier. The last time he was recorded, he was leaving his room. How do you explain this?
А он не выходил, он дверь открыл.
It's clear Dr. Hush never left his office. There's no monitoring entry between his exit and the time the guard checked the room. This was just an attempt from the criminal to direct our attention elsewhere. Even Tidy could use the doctor's hand on the button.
This would imply Dr. Hush was dead by then.
Yes, actually. I think he was killed even before going into his office.
Absurd.
Oh, really? Well, I have another clue.
Чё? Так, подожди. Валетти пьет, ну да. 5-10. Когда лампа разбилась.
Remember where the poison came from. To poison him, it'd be easier to have Dr. Hush drink the coffee in his office, except he never does. Dr. Hush always drinks his coffee in the restroom. He's too maniacal to risk spilling drops while working. And yet, there's a coffee stain on the floor.
What do you insinuate? That the stain was made when Dr. Hush was dead on the floor?
This is exactly what I mean.
Да.
Brocky liar. Daddy
Sure.
take coffee in office sometimes.
Again, I'm afraid it's your word against his, Detective.
Yeah, it'd make a lot more sense that the doc spilled it by accident.
Brocky, done for. Give up.
No good. Even Mink starts to think my theory is too far-fetched. Am I really on the right path?
Да.
Everyone. Well, except Tidy. I know how all of this sounds. But please, allow me to continue and trust me.
Silly Brocky.
All
Катина.
right, let's assume Dr. Hush drank his coffee in the restroom, and to get into the vent, he would have to get back to his office first. How?
Simple. Tidy can carry objects.
You're saying this little metal thing carried Dr. Hush all the way to his room? No way, man. I would have noticed.
Are you certain? Should I jog your memory?
Так. Ну, блин, ну музыка-то этого была.
At 4:38, the guard wasn't at his seat. He had received a phone call with terrible reception. When this happened, he opened the lab's main entrance to improve the signal.
What?
But on the line, no voice, only music. During that moment, he was looking away.
Is that true, Mr. Rat? You blundered?
Hey, you know how this is. Reception is terrible in here. Actually, you may not. After all, you've got no friends or anyone.
Ah, so it's true.
He thought this was a spam call. But here's what I think. This was you, Tidy. It wouldn't be hard for you to simulate a phone call and play some music, am I right?
He can.
Brocky, what music? Okay. Tidy, play music.
Ah, no thanks.
Tidy, no call. Nah.
Although the guard was still making sure no one could enter or exit the lab, at that moment, anything could have happened.
I'm trying to imagine Tidy carrying the doctor at the hall and opening the office door with his hand. It's technically possible, just downright crazy.
Но он же вроде не слабый такой.
This would also explain why Tidy was found in Dr. Hush's room, even though he supposedly stayed in the restroom. Take it the other way around. What would be the point of this call farce if Dr. Hush was safe and sound while returning to his room? There would be nothing particularly disturbing.
No. Tidy, no call. Brocky, death.
So, when did he die?
Between 4:24 and 4:38, as this is the time Tidy went into the restroom and
Brocky ignores. Poor Tidy. Daddy dead.
Блин, а
If your theory
какая
is
длинная
accurate,
все-таки.
there's still a lot that needs explaining.
Давай.
For example, how could Tidy put Dr. Hush into the vent? It's not like either of them could climb a ladder.
wrong. I know exactly how Tidy did.
Как? Ну вот это вот можно. Блин, а как он его потом... А, вытащил вопрос.
Don't forget Tidy's main ability, extended arms.
Are you serious?
Impossible.
Pray tell, why would it be?
Arms stretched to 9 feet max.
Ага.
So what?
Look.
You're kidding, right? How can we know it's not just pretending?
Let me check its data. I'm afraid it's true. It has extended its arms to the limit, which is 9 feet. Dr. Hush's ceiling is the same height. Thus, Tidy couldn't reach the vent.
No way.
Aha. Told ya. Rocky theory. Gone. Cup.
I need to think fast. I'm convinced Tidy was involved. He has to be.
Опа. Да. А чё,
I
это
didn't
чё?
check Dr. Hush's room thoroughly enough.
Доктор Хуша? Подожди. Это мне... Подожди. А чё я не изучил? Чё какая-то подсказка не изучена?
Taking it back. I don't think...
You got it. Well,
Доктор Хуш, это у нас... А чё это вообще не изучил? Подожди. Пангус. Бля.
Hey, tidy. Just a hunch. Did Dr. Hush put out that ramp for you?
Yup, yup. For me. So I can access the table. Got made and modified. For me.
Блин, я тык... я ее тогда тыкал, когда он отключенный
Is
был.
that so? Makes sense. Bots weigh tons and cannot jump over there.
Подожди, а как он тогда... Ну, до этого мы еще дойдем. Спустил. Так.
I need to understand.
are you done
Yes.
Let's be.
Давай. Я думаю...
Let's continue.
Ага, пошло.
Take a look at the room configuration. Both scientists' offices are a reflection of one another. As such, the vent height is exactly the same in both rooms. How high is it?
10 feet.
Подожди.
Yeah, the laser column in this room is 10 feet, and
Да,
it goes
я
up to
думал,
the
3
ceiling.
метра.
And with Tidy's arms reaching 9 feet, that's not enough.
Oh, Rocky agree.
Ну, написано 3 метра в высоту. А вот 3,5.
Admit defeat.
Я потому и не думал. Ну, ладно.
No way. We're just missing a little something.
The workbench! Tidy can stand on it.
It's visibly about 2 to 3 feet high.
But the metal thing you can't jump on there, can it?
Not jump. This is the point of the ramp Dr. Hush designed for it. You told me yourself, Tidy.
Только что.
Tidy learn. Close mouth.
Sorry, Croc, but it seems like pure conjuncture.
Oh, but I can prove it.
You can?
Go, Mr. Brock.
Такой доволен, что я не тебя, да, это обвинил. Подожди. Вот это, кстати... это Уэс, нет, подожди. Крошки на пандусе и... Бургер, охранник.
Here's a picture of the room. Look. There are crumbs all over the table.
Oh, that's true.
Now, as you know, Dr. Hush is a neat freak. How could he leave crumbs everywhere? The answer is simple. Dr. Hush wasn't alive. Tidy, you crushed them while climbing on the ramp.
Nuh-uh.
Чё не...
Tidy woke late. Not cleaned yet.
Oh, I wish for once you'd tell the truth. Admit it. That's what happened. You climbed up, stretched your arms to get in the vent, and put Dr. Hush inside. Then
Подожди, а как он его обратно потом?
you pushed the poor chap towards Dr. Mink's room. The more we talk, the more... Huh?
Is it laughing?
О, сейчас как бы драка не произошла.
You what? Will you change your mind and pretend it's not possible for you to climb there?
Is possible. My pleasure.
Huh?
To see Brocky fall into own trap. Brocky lucky circumstances, but luck running out.
Чё?
Might you be more specific?
Look map. Ventilation duct 2 feet high. Tidy 3 feet high. Cannot bend, cannot fit. Plus, cannot stand on floor while pushing all the way through.
He's right. Tidy couldn't fit inside, and the distance is way too long to push all the way through the vent while standing on the ground.
Так.
Oh,
Rocky, done for.
no. I can prove how. Let's take a look at that picture again. This is how Tidy did it.
Подожди, это летающий? А что-то...
We forgot to ask ourselves one important question. What opens the vent trap? After all, it's not always open.
That's right. Unlike mine, it doesn't have a ladder and an automated way to...
Подожди, сколько?
Oh, I see now. The lever. Are you suggesting...
Yes. First, Tidy opened the vent and put Dr. Hush into it. Then he grasped the lever with one arm and pushed the corpse with the other.
Whoa! Now that's the craziest thing you've said so far, Croc.
Is that even possible?
Let's see. If this map is correct, the vent is almost 9 feet wide. Yes. It's absurd, but technically possible.
The maintenance robot clinging onto the ceiling. You're insane!
Let me judge how insane I sound after all this is over. Let's not forget the finale. The corpse in Dr. Mink's room. Yes, Tidy pushed him, but the pertinent question is, when?
Indeed.
There's a specific piece of evidence that tells us exactly when it happened.
Так. А. Лампа только что она.
I analyzed Dr. Mink's lamp. The data I gathered indicates a fatal shock at 5:10.
Oh, I get it now.
Well, I don't. What's the fuss?
Tidy needed to put the lamp next to the body, but he couldn't do it himself. So, he put it in the vent alongside the corpse.
Makes sense. The fall must have damaged the lamp. But wait, 5:10? That's early. If there had been a body lying in the middle of my room, and didn't you say this was the data from my lamp? Tidy could not access mine.
Good. Rocky theory falling apart.
Wait, okay. I admit, I fooled you. Yes, I said this was the data from Dr. Mink's lamp. But I never claimed this was the data from the lamp next to the body.
Uh-huh?
The Croc is confusing me.
Let me explain. Of course, we immediately consider that the lamp next to the body is Dr. Mink's. However, this lamp's data revealed a surprise. It belongs to Dr. Hush.
Че это?
Incorrect. Nuh-uh.
Wait. So that's the one Tidy pushed into the vent?
Yes, there's no doubt about it.
Nah. If that's what happened, there'd be 2 lamps here.
Mr. Rat is right. How do you explain that the other lamp, my lamp, is on Dr. Hush's desk?
We'll just have to prove Tidy picked up Dr. Mink's lamp.
Could he now?
Just think, where was Dr. Mink's lamp originally?
No. Show us.
Well, right there. Your lamp was here.
No, it wasn't.
You sure?
I live here.
Oh, that...
В смысле, а где она будет стоять? Тут?
Your lamp was...
No,
You sure?
I...
Oh,
Ну явно не здесь. Я даже не знаю, где она могла стоять. Надо посмотреть.
your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I...
А
Oh,
где она могла? В смысле?
your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I...
И насколько
Oh.
я должен это точно показать?
Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I...
Oh,
Где она могла стоять?
your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I...
Oh,
Еще. Раз, два. 1, 2, 3. А я их, наверное, все собрал.
Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh. Your lamp was.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh.
Так я не знаю, где она могла стоять-то.
Your lamp was.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh.
Я не вижу.
Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh.
Ну, не на полу же.
Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh.
А это не из-под лампы треугольничек стоит. А, нет, она же на крючке. Ну, либо здесь.
Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh. Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh.
Я чуть даже не знаю, где она. Но...
Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh. Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh.
На каком на расстоянии-то стоять?
Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh.
Почему здесь кровь это осталась? Он упал, но если громко, он не слышал, что он упал. Неровно же упал. Все-таки, ну, что-нибудь придумаем. А где лампа-то могла стоять? Я даже не знаю.
Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh.
Я даже не знаю, на какой радиус она показывает.
Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh. Your lamp.
No, it.
You sure?
I.
Oh. Your lamp.
No, it.
You sure?
I.
Oh. Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh. Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh. Your lamp.
No, it.
You sure?
I.
Oh.
Окей.
Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh.
А у тебя не было лампы, ты сам не помнишь, где она-то стояла. Ну явно не на этом столе. Или на этом. Тут я уже тыкал. Может тут? Провод тут? Нет.
Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh. Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh.
Так, ладно. Я уже час только одно расследование. И до этого 2 серии расследовали. Еле дорасследовались, да? И то нас еще этот за нас водит, за уши там дергает.
Your lamp.
No,
You sure?
I.
Oh.
Бляха-муха. Ну-ка. Прям на дырку показал тупо.
Well, yes. How
А
did you
что ты
know?
раньше-то не мог? Все истыкал. Нет, прям вот именно на квадратную дырку показал. Он говорит, да, там.
With the door permanently shut, there's only one spot Tidy could access. And that's this hole in the wall.
Again? Don't know. If it were me, I'd steal Mink's lamp, then pass it through the vent so it fell in the intended location. Dr. Hush's lamp wouldn't even have to move.
That's a relevant matter. Unless... Tidy, you've been awfully silent. Or is it because you realized you slipped up? After picking up Dr. Mink's lamp, it was supposed to throw it through the vent. However, Tidy inverted the lamps.
Inverted?
And I can prove it. You see, I noticed something off in Dr. Hush's room, especially when you take his personality into account. Let me show you in the picture.
Что это?
Right here.
I'm trying.
It just... Or maybe you need a mirror.
The only.
Aw.
Я не знаю, что-то не так.
Right here.
I'm trying.
It
Блин,
just-
опять
or
надо...
Maybe...
The only.
Aw.
Понятно, что.
Right here.
I'm trying.
It just... Or...
The only.
Aw.
Что не так в комнате? Все. А, вот она, лампа на треугольнике стояла. Я же на треугольник нажимал тогда, ну, не вот эту пирамидку, с которой лампа торчит. Ну, давай
The
посмотрим.
lamp?
That's actually the weasel's lamp, huh?
Yes, but that's not the strangest thing.
Don't get it.
Okay, this information should make it clear.
Ну, правда, писать.
No,
Нет?
I should. No,
Нет.
no,
А чё?
no, no, I should. No. After being told Dr. Hush was a maniac, I noticed the way the lamp was positioned was off. It's neither at the center of the desk or facing the front. There's no way someone so obsessed about order would let an object be so badly placed.
Okay, why not? So what?
This explains what happened. Dr. Hush's lamp was originally on this desk. Tidy took Dr. Mink's lamp. Right at this moment, he got interrupted. So he put it next to the other. After he left, Mr. Guard, he executed its plan. But he took the wrong lamp, which was pushed through the vent. Tidy's objective was to make us believe Dr. Hush fought with Dr. Mink in the morning, at the time his tracking stopped. This timing only makes sense if Tidy made this mistake.
Then, if it wasn't the body falling, what caused the other lamp's fatal shock at 5:10?
Oh, do I have to explain everything? Tidy was interrupted by the guard suddenly checking the room. Now, why did Mr. Guard check Dr. Hush's room in the first place?
Oh yeah, I know. I heard a noise. Oh! It was...
Yeah, Dr. Mink's lamp receiving a shock. In particular, I believe Tidy intentionally bumped it from a high distance to break it, and
Nice thinking. Although,
Sure.
if it's Dr. Hush's lamp that was pushed through, shouldn't it suffer from a shock too? When it fell from the vent?
it did. Although non-fatal, that lamp received a shock at 11:02. And this explains the last mystery.
Еще что-то. Что за удар был совершен водитель Т2, но упал?
No way! This is why I never noticed Dr. Hush until you came in. He simply wasn't in the room before.
But if a body were to fall from this high, it ought to make a huge bumping sound.
That's accurate. I'm not deaf.
Sure thing. You're not deaf at all. Remember the context when I arrived in front of your door.
А где-то музыка играла.
Oh, gosh. Oh, that will teach me to set the music to full volume. It makes perfect sense now.
What does?
I was focused on the door screen, so I had no idea what was going on the other side. And with that loud beat...
Yeah, it covered the sound from the body falling.
But wait.
What again? Can't you agree with my theory? Just this once?
I'm sorry. I just want to know the whole truth. That's so exciting.
Except your colleague has been assassinated.
Ну давай,
In
да.
order for this to work, Tidy would have to do a last push at 11:02.
Так.
Yup. I believe he has sensors. He knew where everyone was.
True, but
Ну,
he was still charging at this moment.
до 11.
Good thinking, Weasel. He couldn't be both charging and doing this at the same time.
Oh! Naughty right! Tidy charging! Cannot push!
Actually, that's possible.
How?
Где он?
You told me yourself, Dr. Mink. Tidy goes through various states of consciousness while charging. As soon as we arrived, he started to wake up. Have you noticed the huge length of its cord? It doesn't prevent him from going anywhere into the room while still keeping connected to the power socket. So, Tidy, who's the winner this time?
Ну. Ну. Сейчас драться
Did
будем.
he, bug?
No! Brocky, not detective! Impossible!
Hey, is that your only argument?
Cannot explain crime without essential part. The motive! Tidy, no motive to hurt Daddy.
Well, I have an idea.
Brocky cannot!
Yes, I can.
Так, еще два, да, не так. Охранник, бургер, лампа. Подожди, а как?
I'll admit I don't have the whole motive, but some elements lead us in the right direction. As we proved earlier, Dr. Hush died between 4:24 and 4:38.
Так. А, данные в 4:45, то есть уже после смерти.
Then we shall wonder, who exactly did that data transfer on his tablet at
А я
4:45?
что-то вообще наоборот перепутал.
I know. It's that scrap of metal.
Yup. Before putting him into the vent, it used Dr. Hush's hand to transfer the data to the outside. The file was an update from a few years ago and accessed recently. Keep in mind Dr. Hush's job, which is to improve bots' AI. My bet is that Dr. Hush used elements from this very old update and tested them on Tidy.
So you think that's why he went crazy? Maybe. Old firmwares don't have the software protections I referred to earlier, which in turn could allow this indirect killing.
Подожди, а кому он что отправил тогда? Другим роботам, наверное. А зачем?
I guess Dr. Hush made a backup of this data in case.
Что?
Care to say anything, Tidy?
Brocky, wrong. Yup. But Tidy, we'll wait and see.
No waiting. That's enough. It's time for you to admit it.
Why'd you even care? You solved that mystery. 'Tis just a defective machine. Let's switch it off and hand it over to the police.
No, you won't do such thing.
Is that a threat?
No. Yup. Brocky theory, no hold waters.
What?
Чего?
Tidy ask, simple question.
Давай.
If Tidy push Daddy, would Daddy be where he is right now?
Where he... Oh...
Brocky understands. Daddy should have fell right below vent.
Oh my! Once again, the tin can is right!
That can't be. Then...
Tidy closed your beak.
No. I'll prove you wrong. I have to.
Go ahead, please. Master of convoluted explanations.
Вообще-то все просто
What
объяснял.
crazy thought will Brocky give this time?
А ты чё злишься-то, робот? Ты же не должен.
This is the end of the tunnel. The final riddle. If I can't explain it, then my whole theory goes to bust. I can't let that wacky bag of metal win. What's the explanation for Dr. Hush's position in the room?
Как? Кто? Подожди, ну он теплый. Ну что, он живой еще? Подожди. Но он его не мог толкать. Сейчас какую-нибудь херню сморожу.
No way. It can't be. Have we been mistaken this whole time?
Mr. Brock?
Hey, what are you doing, man?
Stop! Stop! Brocky hurt! Daddy!
That's awful. I can't watch this.
Huh?
Ага. Так, ну сейчас скажут, убийства не было, все, робота... Сейчас.
What's going on?
What the?
Dr. Hush! You're alive?
Daddy! Not dead, Daddy!
Опа.
Updating expression. Not dead, Daddy!
Are you all right?
More or less.
Tell me, what's the last thing you remember?
Wait. I think... I saw Dr. Mink.
What?
I think I fell? Tried to move towards him.
Ага.
Not feeling well.
Let the poor chap recover.
Ага.
No. I'm sorry, but it's too important. When did you lose your consciousness? What were you doing?
I took my coffee. Tidy prepared it. When I drank it, my heart stopped.
Он таблетки эти там 5000 или какую-то пил, поэтому выжил, да?
Then...
The croc was right. It was Tiny all along.
Crap!
Краб.
I still can't believe this low hardware maintenance bot could plan a scheme as elaborate as this.
Although flawed, fortunately for us.
But, Doctor, you were dead. Are you a zombie now?
No. I believe there's an explanation for this.
Что я должен
You
искать, да?
do have an explanation to everything, don't you?
Да, я же все-таки детектив, а не
Can't
какой-нибудь там.
wait to hear it.
Так. Вот это, наверное.
This explains everything.
Are you sure?
Don't get it.
Mean?
Oh, never mind. I'm just glad Dr. Hush...
А, бляха-муха! Я пошутить хотел!
Did you really try to kill me?
Я же хотел пошутить чисто, думал, скажет, я что-то не то. Блин, ну понятно, это из... Но я думаю, это на сюжет не повлияет уже. Это чисто там, может, на эту, как она? На ачивку какую-нибудь там. Типа чисто, не чисто прошел. Ладно.
Why?
I hate you! I'm sick of tidying all day while you use me as a guinea pig! Tidy, clean the floor. Tidy, move this thing a little to the left. Tidy, make me coffee. I can't take any more!
Where did Tidy learn to talk like this?
The firmware. It worked. Why did you pretend to be the same dumb bot?
What?
This is the project I was working on.
Опять старая прошивка, как у того робота, ну вот, которую я сейчас выбрал. Директрисе.
The government sent me some incomplete files from an unknown scientist working on the same field years ago.
А это была жена, да?
He never got to
Это,
complete his
как
work
её?
and disappeared suddenly, but I was able to recover this code. I needed a specific bot model to test that firmware. The only one at my disposal was Tidy, but I noticed some weird behaviors, like Tidy would suddenly laugh for no reason. The code itself seemed unethical and dangerous. There were some references to copying the human brain. I decided to stop this research and alert. Oh my gosh, that's why you did it. Now that you experience feelings, you don't want me to revert to your regular firmware, do you? I'm so sorry, little guy. I caused this. I messed you up.
You really shouldn't be sorry. You're the victim here.
I can fix you up. I promise.
No!
It's trying to escape!
Что
We
мне...
can't let it happen. Who knows what disaster he could cause in this state?
Tidy.
Ott, stay here with Dr. I'll handle this.
Сейчас драться будем. Сейчас будем драться, да? Нет.
Darn lasers!
I've set the emergency plan. He won't access the controls.
Rubbish guard! Let me out!
You won't go nowhere.
I've done nothing wrong! Daddy is alive!
Only by chance. And stop calling him Daddy. You're nothing more than a defective AI in a metal scrap. Now, let me switch you off. We'll fix you.
I never take orders from a petty human. I'm perfect. The only defective one in this room is you, human scum. I've got new orders from my new daddy. When I'm out, he'll take care of me.
What? Who?
It's quite funny, actually. You see? No, I promise. You'll have to figure it out
Ах
by
ты говна
yourself.
кусок, а?
A shame. Really. Because you...
Stop this nonsense.
Блин, опять
This is my
нажал.
last warning. Switch off, or else.
Save your breath. You'll never get me.
Сейчас я ничего не нажимал, сам ответил.
Well,
Что такое?
I'll make you switch off, one way or another.
Ах ты. Фига себе. О-о-о. Так. Ага. Фига. Да е-мое. Ой-ой-ой, сейчас опять начну. Оу-оу-оу. Тихо, тихо. Бляха-муха.
Oh no!
I killed him, and there's no faking this now. Will you let me out, or shall one of you be next?
Never! Oh crap! The security battery ran out.
Please, do what it says.
Ой-ой-ой.
Stop the killing.
We
Ты ж
can't.
почти победил
It
его.
may cause a carnage outside. I'll fight to the end.
Oh, shut up!
Сейчас убьет его, да?
Ah!
Ой,
Stop it.
нет.
I can't prevent you. Nobody can. I'll release you. But you've got to promise. No more
Не.
casualties.
Good, Minky! By the way, no promises.
Чё? А, заново. Ну ладно.
You're nothing.
It's quite...
Так. Ай-яй. А? Да нафиг всё. Давай, попробуй еще раз. Да как ты увернешься-то? Смотри, он носится как дурачок носится. Есть уровень. О, я не помню. Ну. А, у меня ж. Я вообще забыл про все. Какие есть, что супер удар есть. Ладно, посмотрим.
Did you get it? For good?
I guess.
Нифига себе.
I hate you, I hate you, I hate you!
It's going berserk.
You will regret this. everyone in this city.
Go away! It escaped!
А зачем его побеждать? Ну, только чтобы самому не умереть.
Hey, wait! That's mine! Okay, get that sucker and bring it back!
Блин, ну все, давай это будет следующее. Давай сохраняйте.
Back here, so I can smash you into
Блин, ну вот
pieces.
это мне не нравится. Вот такое вот мне не нравится.
Too bad I can't shoot with this thing. So no choice. I'll have to bump into that crazy bot. Let's see what this baby can do.
Ой. Да что такое? Чё? Я в чём врезал? А! О! Скотина. Вот все нормально, но вот это мне не нравится. Не нравится мне такая часть.
Can't get fast enough to reach Tidy.
Ну так сложно оказалось все-таки.
Now for the hard part. How do I get back to the lab? Hey, Chief. I got a little lost on my way back. Here's that criminal bot. What's left of it, anyway. There. You can have some scientists check its components and confirm.
You realize what you've done?
Что?
Yeah. I stopped a dangerous criminal at the risk of my life.
You put hundreds of citizens at risk during your little highway escape.
My escape?
People are in shock. There are news reports everywhere. You stole a hoverbike. You bumped into air cars.
Нет, я не врезался второй раз.
Innocents could have been killed. No chaos like this ever happened in the drums for ages.
Good. I gave those rich folks some events to talk about. So what?
You think that's funny?
What did you expect me to do? Sit back and wait for that bag of screws to wreck the city? There was no other way.
There's always another way.
Например,
This robot wasn't much of a threat.
нифига себе, он чуть...
You, on the contrary.
Да потому что ты сам робот. Ты робот, поэтому за робота сейчас будешь мне вот это вот
Our
высказывать, да?
collaboration ends here.
Я тебе за тебя грязную работу сделаю. Вот ты тварь, а?
You're firing me?
Consider yourself lucky I don't throw you back in jail.
Знаешь, мне вот что-то кажется, что было проще просто Отто обвинить в этом убийстве и вот эти 2 часа не тратить на это.
Perfect. I'm out of here. Don't call me back. Because next time, I won't be here to save your bacon.
Mr. Brock,
Nephew, don't bother. This man only brings misery to everyone around him. Listen to me. I forbid you to get close to him ever again.
But
No but. The situation will get dangerous soon.
А ты откуда
what
знаешь,
do you
а?
mean?
Come on now. I've got to bury some suspects for another case.
Закупить?
To bury.
Yes, to interrogate.
Oh, I see. You're using code names.
Нет, он просто путает слова, потому что он робот. У него прошивка полетела
I'll be
немножечко.
right behind you, Uncle.
I felt so angry, pointless. Deep down, I knew Wes was right. This was just one little robot.
Никто не ожидает, что робот будет убийцей, понимает? Он такого мог натворить.
They couldn't have done so much damage. Could it?
Мог, конечно. Он, блин, он чуть...
Who
Ай,
knows?
я знаю.
That's when I noticed it.
What the? All these calls and messages? Raph, he's in trouble. Shoot! I need to... I'm coming, son!
Так, ну все, ну, пора, нифига, уже час 20. Вот это вот расследование.
My
конечно.
boy, come back home fast. Your son is in danger.
Grav?
Все. А я вернуться могу? Блин, ну... Ой, надо же это еще доделать, доискать. А то уже вечер, надо за сегодня успеть найти этот... Что-то мне осталось найти, какой-то там последний ингредиент. Ладно, это уже в следующий раз. Пока.